Was it land that was allocated or the building that was allocated to you in 2003? Which of them?
It's the land.
Good, the land. You were there for 15 years. They built on it. Esther, are you listening to me?
I'm listening to you.
You were present in this Lagos. They built on that land for 15 years. You didn't claim ownership. Then in 2025, you hurriedly went to court and got whatever judgment at the back of the occupant, who said he equally have what? C of O. So who is now the owner of the land? Esther, who is the owner of the land? We are talking of 2 C of O here now. I don't believe that P2B will be so desperate about land that you go and occupy somebody's land or his brother. I don't think so. There are many land the P2B can buy in Lagos and do whatever. You and I know that. But they have been on this property for over 15 years. You didn't come to claim ownership. You don't show daughter. The same GRA Ikeja. Their property was demolished because of political reasons. It was when the brother came out to tell the history and story of that land that I said, what? Teju Osho, I think she's a member of the house. And that's the state assembly. Their house was equally demolished in this manner, without any due process or nothing.
But the lawyer of this Mrs. Deborah Oluwa Lobon, I hope right.
Go ahead.
The lawyer is saying that Obi is politicizing the issue.
Well, please leave that, please, Esther, please. Esther, if you are present, if you are alive, and your brother property is being demolished, you mean you will be a good brother to stand that Kimbo and warn them and say it does not concern me?
No, I even thought you would address the fact that this supposed lawyer, the person who owns this property, who is a co-owner of this property, because they said the brother is part of a shareholder who owns part of the company. You did not see this person appear in court. So who did you write something
listen
to?
Now, listen.
Rather than having to come this accusation.
I am coming. That's why they want to put people to be in bad light, and that's what I want to discredit here now.
It happened because throughout today there was people are calling him out saying he wants to cause anarchy.
Of ignorance. Listen, if P2B did not do what he did, they will see chastisements. That look at his brother property was demolished. He did not even bother. He did not even pay attention. Is it the person that want to rule Nigeria? If P2B cannot defend his brother property, whose property can he defend? Esther, tell me. No, answer me now. The people that are talking, I have told you, people P2B doesn't have a spokesperson. Who will reply these people? How can such a thing happen and he's present and he knows that illegality has committed and you say you should not talk? What is politicization here? What happened? Was it not an illegality on its own? The judge was deceived, Esther. No judge can give such a judgment. Without due process. Without all the parties that told me here.
Let me read this out. So we need to be in proper context so that nobody claims that anyone is being sentimental about this.
We are not. We are talking about those who said that.
I know, because we need to understand. Asking the question is, who is the rightful owner of this property? So just here, if Mr. Peter Obi, according to the lawyer of this woman, if Mr. Peter Obi was genuinely interested in justice, he would have presented a balanced view of the situation instead of using social media as a court.
Can you imagine?
Sided narratives. That's what the lawyer of this woman is saying. And that's why I'm wondering, how come this lawyer is now speaking up? This lawyer that presented whatever to the supposed defendant.
Esther.
You did not see a Peter Obi, you did not see Peter Obi's brother.
Listen.
No, hold on, I'm coming. I know where I'm arriving at. He says he knows full well that the suit number of the case in which Mrs. Olorin Logbon's secure judgment is boldly displayed on the property. The party he is fronting for. So he's now alleging that Peter Obi is fronting for somebody.
Is Peter Obi a lawyer?
No, that is for the brother now, the said brother who has refused to, whose identity is hidden. Okay, so they said the party he is fronting for has already joined issues in court, and that for the record, this is what he said. For the record, Mrs. Olorin Logbon possesses a valid judgment, certificates of occupancy, and other official documents confirming her ownership of the property. Until a court says otherwise, the property has to use as she sees fit.
Hold on.
The disturbing pattern here is that Mr. Peter Obi's current online campaign is a continuation of earlier disobedience to court orders orchestrated by his associates. In other words, the associates were the ones that did not respect court orders. They did not appear in court. They did not respect the summon. They did not appear when they were supposed to appear to give a counter affidavit to what she presented in 2023 and 2024. That's what he's claiming. So that he should have gotten a better perspective from the person and the team of persons he is fronting for, rather than coming on social media to raise an alarm that he's politicizing the entire issue.
Esther, all those things that I'm hearing now is, by the way, where did the P2B got wind of what was going on? Was it not last Friday when they were demolishing the property?
Yes,
so why are you blaming him, for God's sake?
I'm not blaming him.
I'm not talking what you are reading here now.
The lawyer,
yes, he's trying to cast P2B in bad light deliberately. Are you telling me that P2B was aware and they did not enter?
They were taken unaware.
I said what I'm telling you now, but he said he served the lawyer. He said he served him. He didn't wait to hear what the court had to say. Are you getting what I'm saying? He said he served him. He served him, and they went on demolition spree. He didn't talk about that one. Esther, now listen. The CFO of that property was gotten in February 2025 this year.
Yes.
So what listen. Between the time this property was allocated, till now, till the time he got here, that means there was no CFO.
Yes, there was no CFO.
That meanwhile, P2B's company or his brother company had been on that property for over 15 years. Esther, look at it. That means the ownership, this one does not have been claimed over that land until February 2025. When the CFO was gotten, was P2B's company or his brother company not there? Did this woman make any move to tell the people there that look, this is what is going on? I'm the owner of this property. I've got this CFO. Nothing was done, Esther. Look at the criminality involved here. How do you got a CFO for a property that somebody is occupying and you didn't let him know, and the governor signed it without doing you must go to lands and allow to search for the status of that property before CFO must be signed? What are you telling me? How can you serve a CFO for a property that someone has occupied for over 15 years now? You got a CFO just February this year for a property somebody has been occupying for over 15 years. Esther, that means before all this time, this woman have no claim to that property. It's as simple as that. Because the highest title to any property is your CFO. Meanwhile, P2B brothers company have a CFO. The son represented it. Esther, how do you now justify this?
Two people having
CFO for one property. The one that got it before and the one that got it now, who is the real owner?
The one that got it before.
Oh my God!
Barrister, let me play the lawyer. Let me play the sound.
You can see how my people pay for lack of knowledge.
Let me play the sound.
Can you see now?
These people are just so funny. Anyways, this matter between Peter Obi and the property they demolished in Lagos. I just have to let you watch the video. Listen to this video to the end. Then you truly understand. In fact, this country, this country, every time when somebody is doing the right thing, who is doing that person is a bad person, because we are all living in Nigeria when we live in a lawlessness. Take your time, listen to this, Mr. Barrister Darlington, make it explain to you. Then you understand. If you have been saying this and this and you don't even understand the meaning or what is happening in this land, now take your time, explain and listen to this video. Then you will understand who owns this land, who owns the land, what is happening. If this is not politics, what is it? It's every time. Why? Anyways, if Peter Obi cannot defend his brother's properties, whose property will he defend? Please share this. Please watch the video to the end, and please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel.
On Friday, just this last Friday, we were called upon that some people came here to levy execution on Friday. We never knew about the pendants of any suit at all.
Okay.
Nothing, nobody knew.
Okay.
The suit was filed against persons unknown. Unknown persons. Who was the defendant in the case? What we did was to say, let us quickly rush to the registry to see the process filed, the process they relied upon to come to this place. We now got it only to discover that they came by way of what they call originating summons.
That means you don't need to come.
And they were even claiming possession, not title, not ownership of the property. Possession. The originating summons is that it's not an issue that ought to be controversial or contested.
Exactly.
And they were just claiming possession. Possession means they want to take over, but there was no claim for I am the owner, that is title.
Exactly.
It wasn't there.
Exactly.
We made copies of all those processes and walked all through Friday. On Monday, we filed our application, which was yesterday. We filed a motion, one, for joinder. Let us be joined in the case
matter, yes,
as parties in the case. And we attached an affidavit where we annexed copies of material documents showing that we truly own the house.
Exactly.
We attached the deed of assignment, we attached the CFO, we attached every document to show that we genuinely own the house.
Good.
We also filed a separate application seeking to set aside that order. That order of the court. Because the order was obtained without the court knowing that other persons own it. They just sued unknown persons. And I can assure you that if you go through the attached evidence of service, but I can assure you, if you go through, you see that what they normally do is that they go behind there now, paste the court process, snap it, remove it, and go back to the court as evidence that they have effected service.
Can you imagine?
We attacked all those things in our application seeking to set aside that judgment. We also filed an application setting aside further execution, which is what they're doing. Staying further execution, which is what they're doing. We also have a leg on injunction pending the hearing of the suit.
Yes.
We also have a prayer where we are saying, Lord, convert this case to pleadings so that everybody will file their own side of the story. And the court will take a plenary session and hear us out.
Exactly, my brother.
That is where we are. We are about to serve. We have not served them fully, but then the registry coming to serve them. But I expect that as a lawyer, if you know, like I did disclose to the man who came as their lawyer, that there is a pending application of this nature, which applications are of grievous nature. I think the proper thing to do, the circumstances, would have been to await the hearing of that application, then let the court rule on it one way or the other. That is where I expect my colleagues to take it to and say, oh, since they have come, although he's entitled to say he's not been, he has not been served, but I'm also entitled to assume that having spoken to him, I'm a senior advocate of Nigeria. If I tell him that this is what is going on, he can wait. He should also indulge me. Because I will do that and wait. You're not running anywhere. It is the house. The house will not run. The house will not run to anywhere. Are you getting my point? Because the houses are fixed. I mean, the land. The houses are fixed to the land. You can't carry the land. You can't carry anything anywhere. So what you do in the circumstance would have been simply to take time, take the wait for the process, take it, react to it, and show that you have a superior title, and then we'll take it from there. I think.
So why the rush? Why the hurry?
Oh my God!
And that's why there are political connotations to everything that happens.
Exactly, Esther. Listen very well. The Lagos State government cannot tell me they are not aware because the CFO was signed this February. Why? Esther, let me tell you the processes to this CFO. Before you want to get title for your land, there are processes. You first of all go for search at Alausa.
Okay.
Know the status of that property. When they presented this thing to the to the authorities, and they discovered that somebody already have a title up to CFO. Why did the governor sign it? Because let me tell you, all the land in Nigeria, in every state, is in the custody of the governor of a state. Even the federal government cannot take it without telling the governor, please, we want to use this particular place. Can you give it to us? That is the process. That's the ideal thing. The governor has the power and authority over all the land. He's holding it in custody for the citizen of that state. Nobody can mess up with it without his knowledge. Nobody can sign CFO on his behalf except you authorize. So this CFO that was gotten just this February and the one that P2B brothers got to over 15 years ago, which one is more superior? Esther, you mean somebody did not go to Alausa and search the status of that property before giving another CFO? Nigerians, I hope you are listening. That is where we are. When P2B was talking of lawlessness, this is it. Esther, this is it. How could anybody have signed another CFO for somebody without even challenging the other one?
But the government may not. Well, this was 15 years ago.
You didn't get me.
Okay.
I said you should have challenged the CFO of the company, the one that the company is holding. Let us know that. But because they cannot, that was why they went through the back door and obtained another one.
What if look at it. No, Paris Davin. What if the governor did not know? Obviously.
What are you telling me? I just told you the process is here. Hold on, Esther. Hold on. Okay. You are not getting it.
I want to understand.
Nobody can do that. I told you how land these documents are obtained in anywhere.
What if he wasn't shown a record of that same property being owned? The governor.
He should ask the commissioner for lands. Yes, he should know. Esther, he should know. Let me tell you what happened. Another scenario. Let me tell you to know what is going on here.
Okay.
There was a land somebody bought some time ago with all the title documents at Baby. All of a sudden, because you have not developed it, all of a sudden, the man went there and saw people working and all that, The man went there and said, come, this is my property. What is going on here? Area boys and police chased him out of the place. Almost beat him. The man got tired and went to police. Police couldn't do anything. They now hired a senior lawyer to intervene. Barrister Mondo Bani. I'm mentioning them so that you know that I'm not talking rubbish. The man who went and did everything, went to court and everything, yet no headway. He now went to Alausa and met the commissioner of land. The man told him that, look, because of the person involved in that land, our hands are tied. Mondo Bani is alive. Actually, he said this on radio. I heard him. Esther, I heard him. And that is it. Esther, that is it. Let me tell you another one that is so annoying and so embarrassing. Because someone is telling us he doesn't know. Do you see this Magodo GRA here? Mm-hmm. Good. That place was acquired under the military many years ago. For what? General Hospital. But because the military, stopped ruling over us and singing their martial music in the morning, maybe they abandoned the project. And then all of a sudden, they collected that land from the owner. So the owner gave it because it's for public use. Maybe because the head office of the capital of Nigeria shifted to Abuja. All of a sudden, somebody went there and was building. They built, even a reserve area, wetland, they built up to that place. So the owners of the land now said, but this land, we were told it's for public general hospital. What happened? After they have built to that place, all the posh houses they built there, they went to court to challenge those properties, to challenge the legality and the misuse of their property. The court looked at it and said they should go and take their land back, remove anything there. Esther, about 4 years ago or so, yes. Late in the night, the landlords carry bulldozers, everything, all their own talks. They went there to demolish it. Already they have served notice to all the tenants there. They came to demolish it. In the dead of the night, midnight. You know what happened? Governor Sanwo-Olu came. He woke up by that night with a commissioner of police in Lagos State. They went to stop them there. This is a private somebody's business. So he went to stop them. Of course, the matter died. The rest is history. You and I may not know how it ended. So why did the Governor Sanwo-Olu intervene in this matter? But in this one of P2B, he said that he should go to police. Quick police. Was it not the same police that stopped him from accessing that property when it was being demolished? Is it the same police that P2B will go and complain to? No, is it fair? No, answer me now. These are issues now. My question is, why should there be 2 CFO on a property? And the Sanwo-Olu signed it just recently. Why? You mean nobody did search to know the status of that property before you issue a CFO? Esther, just February for a land and a company that have been there for over 15 years. Where was Deborah all this while? Where was she? Esther, if things were properly done, why the secrecy? No, the lawyer is saying that they didn't come. Did you inform them? No, did you inform them and they did not come? You know you don't have title to that property. You want to do it through the back. That's why you do not inform them. There's no other way to explain it. That is why Sanwo-Olu must be involved. Let me tell you, Esther. You see why I'm calling on Sanwo-Olu? Because tomorrow it may be his own property. They may demolish his own property. Hold on. From powers that are above him. Yes, now. And you will not utter a word. I don't give you examples here. Something you can verify, something that is here. This thing that is not in the moon, is in Lagos here, and it happened. I mentioned the names. So if people can wake up and then deceive everybody, deceive the court, and start demolishing property, what does it tell you, Esther? You see why somebody should be involved here now? He should find out why one property should have 2 CFO in Lagos State. After all, he's the custodian of all this land now. Let him find out why a property should have 2 CFO, and let us know who is the original owner. And then let us know now who is the impostor here. It's as simple as that. He says P2B should go to police and report. What is that how to solve an issue for a business? And you're asking for investors. You're asking for investors. You should have done the needful. Even call P2B, say, come. Esther, be sincere to yourself. If that property were to be owned by an APC store, what? We don't do this in the deed. Answer that question for me.
Let's not infuse.
Oh, really? I should not have been.
No, because
really?
Because the government has decided to investigate the matter.
After the damage has been done.
Well, since obviously, if they say they were not aware, it had nothing to do with them. It's a civil matter. If not that P2B raised it up on social media and everybody's talking about it, and their attention was drawn to it, they wouldn't have known. The government cannot be supervising all activities going on across all the properties across the state.
I am talking of those who are blaming P2B. What did he do wrong here? That he raised an alarm that illegality has been committed. Is that what they are calling sensationalism? You that went behind closed door. In fact, the NBA should ask that lawyer if this is the process that they need to go through before they obtain judgment. That lawyer, they should NBA. In fact, the son should write to NBA and NJC about this matter, and even include the judge. All of them should explain why they gave judgment of this nature in a matter where a property have a CFO already. Let us go from there. Yes, they should. There are many ways to find out whether this man or woman or the other people there we are properly served. There are many ways to find out. Esther, there are many ways to find out. Don't tell me that. There are many ways to look at how the lawyer is now blaming P2B. They are now neglecting all he did wrong. Because this is not professionalism at all. It's not. It's not. It's not. You must make sure that the other party are put on notice. What happened to that principle of law that the other party must be heard? What happened to it? What happened to it? Or is that one no longer relevant? Please, from February till now is how many months? Nigerians, the lawyer said that the original document.
February now is 5 months.
The original document was presented in court. Listen, you got a CFO for a property in February, and you got a judgment in what? In June on the same property. So how did you now serve the other party when you did not give the required notices? Esther, these people think they are clever. They are not. Seriously, the man is even indicting himself. When was it obtained? He did not even ask the woman, come, where were you all this while? All of a sudden, nobody is in that compound. You couldn't reach anybody. So how come P2B now noticed what was going on when they came to demolish? You mean if they have gone there to serve any notice, they wouldn't have called P2B or the brother say, look, court brought one paper here. Esther, no, they couldn't have done that, Abi. Are you serious? So this matter is not, in fact, is not ending so soon. You must get to the root of this thing so that they don't make you look bad in Lagos State. I'm telling you, this is supposed to be a center of excellence. All this land grabbing by individuals is very wrong. Esther, completely wrong. What is going on here?
Correct an impression. The first impression is that the property belongs to the company called Next Foods Limited. Next Foods Limited. Yes, his youngest brother is the majority shareholder of that company. Legal and factual decision. Then that property was purchased in 2011. If you have access, and I definitely will find a way to send across the deed of assignment, the agreement, you see that that property was purchased in 2011. Governor's consent of the governor of Lagos State was granted in 2013. If you look at the deed of assignment that was used to do the consent, you will also see that it chronicled the history of that property right from Western Nigeria, when the land registry was at Ibadan. You see the history of the property up to when the last people sold it. The last people were people that were granted, or rather their predecessor died leaving no will, meaning that he died intestate. What's wrong? Leaving no estate. Are you getting my point? Meaning the man died intestate. And then they did the letters of registration, regularized them, and registered them. You can see that the deed of assignment traced the history of the land entirely. And then the title was registered, I think, at 77240 something, 240, whatever. I can't remember precisely the number. It is there in the deed of assignment. I will give it to you. Governor's consent granted. Now, yes, when this new event unfolded, it came in the form of first on Friday last week. I was called upon. That's when people came to levy execution. I said, what happened? I spoke to the gate man there, the security man there. What did they come with? He said they didn't come with anything. I said it's not true. There was no way they would not come with a paper. He insisted on getting the paper they came with. Eventually got them to give him a paper. And I read through the form 41. He was even talking about 5,700 wood, and the order was to recover goods and chattels. Sorry, I have not mentioned that the property, the case was between Deborah Olong Lobo versus persons unknown. Unknown persons.
It's not strange.
It is doable in law, but there must be a second person who ought to be there. And then, now, I don't want to go into other technical legal issues that will be fought in the open court. Now, I asked the man, did you do any transaction with anybody that you owe 5,700? If you're owing, then go and pay. What happened? The madam was insisted that he had no dealings with anybody. Talk less of the Deborah. I said, okay, we need to go to the registry, trace the origin. That's I don't told you. See the reason why I insisted on the document. But from the document, I could see the suit number. So I said, with this enables us to go to the registry to unravel whatever happened. We went to the registry and traced the matter to a particular court. And then we went to get the certified true copies of the processes filed in the matter. When we went through it, we discovered that she commenced an originating someone's is simply for the court perhaps to interpret a document where there will be no controversy. Circumstances where parties don't even have anything to fight or controvert. You don't look at the document and interpret it. That was how the process was commenced. Again, the process, was seeking for possession of the property. Not title, but just possession. Perhaps that took me on further inquiry. We now went through the affidavit in support, and discovered that the apparent impression created before the court was that there were squatters on the land, on the property, the first property with that building you're seeing being demolished. That there were squatters, that she owned the property, and that she traveled to go and attend to her husband who was sick. By the time she came back, she now saw squatters on the land. I will not blame the judge, and I stand firmly here to say I will not blame the judge. The reason I say so is that the process going through the file, we were also able to see that there was a motion for substituted service. That is, for services to be effected otherwise than personal or than on the company. Meanwhile, you can't even serve a company by substituted means. These are issues for the court. When we get there, we will pontificate and fight these things out. Naturally, again, my thinking told me, because I saw evidence of service, the property is located on what you call a corner piece, meaning there is a street here, there's another street by this other way. So what they did, from what I could see, is that they went to this other side, which is a bit hidden, pasted on that gate, small gate there, and then my thinking too, which I believe I truly may be right, was that having pasted, the bailiff snapped, and apparently they got somebody to come and remove it. They did that for the originating process, that is the originating summons. The court insisted, very rightly too, that they serve hearing notices by same substituted means. They did it, but I can assure you it was same approach. But I would not blame a judge who would be in his chamber. What he saw was evidence that his order, go and serve by substituted means, like posting on the gate, on the premises, or the wall of the premises, was defected. So that was what was done. They posted there. And then after a while, judgment was given. Judgment given in 2024. They waited from 2024. When they were supposed to do something within 6 months, that is another legal issue. They waited until this June 2025 to come and do the execution. We saw all that. We have read everything. We have filed our own processes to show that, truly speaking, we are the owners of the property. Nobody served us. We are not aware of the dependency of the matter at all. We never knew. All we saw was this. So these are the issues which we will pontificate in court. And I am convinced that we're told that by the time the court listens to our own side of the story, I see no reason why we will not be successful. The suit was filed in 2023. You got my judgment in 2024. Now they are in 2024, sir. They got it May 2024. But as at talk, I also saw the flash, the CFO obtained in 2025. Are you getting it? You got judgment. You filed a suit before the CFO in 2023. You got judgment, meaning you ended the case in 2024. You now went to obtain a CFO in 2025. Prior to that, I also can tell you that what they used was the federal CFO obtained from the Federal Minister of Works in Ikoyi, Lagos. That was what they used in filing the suit. That CFO was also obtained in 2021. But we had our own governor's consent in 2013.
Is there anything wrong with the federal CFO?
That is an issue for me. I believe we'll confirm that. I don't think that federal CFO is applicable to the KJG. I do not think so. But I will dig further deep into that. Then too, I wonder whether at this particular point in time, you see me getting CFO in respect of the KJGRA. Develop place like that people have owned properties, registered. You should be talking about governance consent. Governance consent means, Governor, I have transacted, I have done something with regards to this property. Give me your permission because of what the Land Use Act dictated. That's why you need governance consent. And of course, a CFO is also akin to governance consent. It's the same thing. So if we had our own in 2013, can you, several years thereafter, go and get your own? It's not possible. And then to also show the court that, which the court also know, the law is at the heart of the court. The court knows more than I do. The court is where we derive, this is fountain of legal knowledge of law. The CFO, ipso facto, simplicity, cannot change any transaction that has illegality or invalidity under it. With regards to land, you must go back to the root. If the root of title is tainted with invalidity or illegality or irregularity, a CFO obtained whichever way will not regularize that position.
So what demand will we be making?
Sorry?
What demand will we be making?
First, we made a demand for an order. For joinder, we want to be joined as a parties to that case. We also sought leave for the processes to be amended to incorporate the name of our client, the Next Foods. We have an application seeking to vacate, set aside that judgment. We have a leg that seeks to stay further execution. We have a leg that seeks for injunction pending the hearing of the substantive matter. We also have a leg where we are saying convert these originating summons into pleading, so that parties, let me file a statement of claim. We file our defense, we go to trial fully. Therefore, the court will be in a position to hear both sides and form an opinion one way or the other.
Please, do we know properly who you are?
My name is Emeka Okpoko SN.
You are a counsel to
Next Foods. Yes, I'm in the counsel to Next Foods Limited.
Do you see any government hand in all this, even though everybody's denying?
I myself will not join in thinking in that direction. I'm a lawyer. So first is I see issues from the lawyer's angle. Therefore, what I'm seeing is the process filed in court, the argument presented before the court, the documents attached to the document, to the processes filed in court. My own is to go and do law. Politicians should play politics. Social media people should also do their social media work.
Between 2011 when that property was purchased and this time when this property, did anybody, that property have any issue?
No issue. Our people were there. Security men were there. They were there. But they moved them out. They first told them to carry their properties. We thought it was a joke. From there, this thing degenerated.
But as a company, has it not been paying tax?
We paid annual returns to Lagos State government state. We have evidence. We annexed it to the processes.
Okay, I would like to ask if you also have a suspicion if the involvement or relationship of your client with the former Labour Party presidential candidate may have in any way influenced the decision to lock down this.
I will not play into political terrain. And I find myself always refusing to be compelled to do. I don't trudge into such because that is not my field. I do not know. And I am not the Almighty God, so that I'll be in a position, capacity or able to sit in my house and then I look up and I say, see what is going on. I cannot. Let me talk law, the one I know.
Thank you very much.